when I look for a job, I look at the team. I don't know who else does this, but I studied design.
Yeah,
innit?
we talked about this last week. Yeah, we talked about
okay, yeah.
No.
Like, I genuinely do, and it's like, I can't be bothered. Like, I was called Black Josie growing up. I can't be bothered sometimes to be Black Josie. You know what I mean? Wait, huh?
Pardon. Ah?
No,
Black
I was writing this in. And how funny as well that I was the only Black Josie in town. So why do you need to call me Black Josie? What?
What, they actually called you that nickname? Mad thing.
That was what I got. The boys used to call me Black Josie, and I used to respond to it. I'd be like,
we let a lot of things slide by. We let a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we actually did. So
I was reflecting and writing this, and I was like, shit. But yeah, it's just so deep rooted. And this is why I get so upset when, like, my white friends are saying to me, like, so many people, you should be happy. Things are changing. Should be happy for what? What's changing? The only thing that's changing is that there's a white revelation, is what I'm calling it. That's all that's changing.
There's no. It's more. As everybody said, deep rooted, fully deep rooted. But there was an argument that someone said when this guy who actually, I've been to his bar. It was in Peckham. A very popular bar, by the way, very popular. It was there for a few years. Like, some of the best events started there to a degree as well. And he was saying that he was the only Black-owned club at bar lounge area at the time in Peckham. Mainly, he wanted Camden, or is it Camden? Yeah, because Camden has mainly got like load of pubs and stuff like that, but nothing is Black-owned. No one owns a single bar there. But there's some complications there. But he was saying that which is one of the worst ways to lose a business is actual reputation. So how he got there was because how he lost his business. Imagine he invested 700,000 for this bar lounge in Peckham, and he lost it due to the fact that some random kid or guy came in drunk, stabbed someone he doesn't know, and exited out. One night. And that random decision was the only reason we, as a people, lost enjoyment, lost a place that Black people can call, like, oh, this is cool. One day I will get this, like, inspirational moment as well. It's gone. You know what I'm saying?
And I bet if it happened that quick, if it was all fine.
Yeah, and also, if you think about it, why is it that as ethnic people that love hip-hop, bashment, R&B, and all these other places, we go out and love these and complain about why do clubs censor these type of nights or not give us these type of nights, when there is a place that does it,
but you shut it down.
You know what I'm saying? And that, imagine, and as again, we just said media, that gives them the reason to post about it, spread it over front page, and do what they got to do.
But isn't it the same thing of, like, they love the culture, they don't love the people. They would love to profit off
100%.
If a Black person puts on their culture, puts on their people, is like, it's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of, like, oh, if they succeed, because they know that we can surpass them. Like, no problem, no doubt about it.
It's a fact.
True.
It's historically, that's a fact, because of obviously we all know
that's why we're being suppressed. Come on, like, it's not rocket science. That's why we're being so suppressed. Like, it's like, you're right.
Like, it's a fact, because obviously historically there's meant to be a Black Wall Street, fam. That was stop. That shows alone. That should show alone. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us as like I've had conversations like this, and like someone's had a conversation with me about like how they can learn from Asian people and stuff like that. And I'm like, I get you because of what they've done in their own continent, in their own country. Because look at Singapore, look at Hong Kong, independent countries to a degree, but still Chinese. But what do? Everything is owned by Asian people. So when the white people come here, Run up my money, boy. Want McDonald's? Give me my money. Want Burger King? Give me my money. You know what I'm saying? Want Nobu? Give me my money. You know what I'm saying? Even property is a completely perfect example. Why do you see all these construction companies that are mainly America and stuff try to build in there, try to get money up, but they get charged way more than they think because most of the land's owned by Asian people, especially in China. So it's a different. Obviously, that's a way to learn about how Asians do it in business. But to be honest, we took it from the white people.
But I think that with that kind of example, like, you know, I've been thinking a lot about this in terms of like Black people strategizing and really, you know, use like examining the system, using the system, and then working against the system and putting all our efforts into certain things and stuff like that. But the difference between Black people and Asian people is that, like, I feel like Asian people have been allowed to kind of like do their thing quietly because all the attention's been on Black people, on suppressing Black people, holding Black people down, like, you know, and these systemic things affect our money and our wealth.
100%.
You know, so therefore we don't have, you know, it's a lot harder when we're actually trying to battle a lot of things in terms of not having money, not having resources, not being able to access education or only to a certain degree. When we get to a job, then we're completely discriminated against, you know, microaggressions left, right and center, macroaggressions left, right and center. It's really difficult. But I think that now we just have to, we got to work.
Yeah, we can't avoid it anymore. It's been too long.
I think we've got to.
Yeah, it's just at the end of the day, we have to, like, I think I had a conversation with one of my friends, actually has kids, and he's like, we were just saying, like, we have as generationally, we have to stop this as much as possible and get certain things in place to where when it comes to not next generation, maybe generation after, it's gone to a degree. Like, it has to be like against the law to be racist. We have to this type of thing has to be created because, like, it's been too long.
Like,
in theory, it is.
It's so
exactly.
Yeah, in theory, it's
really hard to be hopeful. It's really hard to be hopeful because I appreciate what you're saying, but like, that has happened. But then they introduce a law, stop and search. They target Black people. It's like, it's so, like we're saying, deep rooted. It just feels like impossible. It just feels.
Yeah. And I was just
going
to add on, like, in a way, that slavery still exists, but it just manifests itself into like different ways. Like, even though there's a law against racism, like when you look at the history of like slavery, then Jim Crow law, then segregation, and then like mass incarceration of like Black people in American prisons, when they make up a really low percentage of people, but they make up about 64% of the actual prison system. That slavery still exists, but what they managed to do is manifest it into very different ways that we almost don't notice.
Exactly.
Even though it's against the law in theory to be racist. Do you get me? It's so deep rooted. Sometimes I know,
it genuinely makes me so depressed. Like, it keeps me up at night. When I was off for a week in London, I had to get away. Just I've been through a terrible amount of shit, but for some God reason, like, this time, this trigger just got me. It just knocked me for 6. And I was like to my cousin, I was like, this is what keeps me up at night. Like, this is what keeps me up at night. I'm genuinely in fear, in bed at night time, thinking about my little brown and Black babies already in my family that have to grow up. Do you know what I mean? It makes me sick. And it also makes me even more sick that I, again, as an individual, feel not powerless, but like, I eat, breathe, live and shit equality, do you know what I mean, race equality, but I still feel like, you know, and then we've got this white revelation that's happened and everyone's like, you know, we're moving where? What? Yeah, okay.
We ain't moving well.
I'm listening. Okay. I just want to let you know, I see you.
Stop it. After all these years, and they're like, I can hear you, and you're like, I can. You can.
Have you seen?
What? Come again?
Have you seen any of these guys that do that type of stuff, like the poems that have those exact words, like I can hear you, I can see you, I can feel you.
White
like,
people.
Yeah, and I've seen it, yeah, and I'm like,
Remember, put on her glasses. My glasses. My glasses. They look good on me, well. What are you doing with my glasses on?
Because I want to have a conversation like with someone about it, but I'm like thinking like that is not the right time, my bro. That is not the right time to do that. The only thing you could have done personally was tell your peoples you're good. How are they? Like that. Don't be on this.
Thank you. I can't. Right, honestly, thank you, because like I'm not going to go too into it now because it's personal and people.
Yeah, of course. Don't.
But like all these kind of things we're saying, I've been writing in my little rant that I might one day post when I might one day come actually back online. Who knows? But it's like, are you so thick? Sorry, I'm trying not to be rude. Are you?
To be honest, listen. There's no censors. You can swear. Okay. You can swear. This is not radio.
Are you so fucking thick that you genuinely think that your black friend wants you to repost another video of watching someone else be killed rather than you checking in on them to see, hi, hon, how are you? Are you yet really manically depressed because of what's going on? Like, it's just unbearable. I can't even deal. I just want to get everyone and shake them to shit. Yeah. Okay, it's enough swearing for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you feel like they're doing their
Thank you for sharing.
But Josie, do you feel like they think they're doing their part by sharing that and then like telling all their white friends like, this is the reality, this is what's happening?
Share it in a group chat.
That's very true. You can make a group chat like.
And also, I don't know. It might have been us that said it the other day, or might have seen it online. But it was like, it really got me. Do white people? Do they have these? Like, how much do white people talk about race and racism when black people are not around? I want to know. Like, do you know what I'm saying? That's when that happens. That's when the real change. When my white friends are up at night crying in their bed, the same as I am, and they're going out the next day, and they're going and they're doing everything they can in their organisation, in their relationships, in their communities to change it. That's when we'll have real change. Not when they're buying why I no longer talk to white people about race and then posting about it and then, you know, doing a few little YouTube tingy-majig bobs and then Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. No, like you.
No, have you seen this this guy?
I actually love you, Josie.
No, she's being real. She's being real. Have you seen this guy that posts about it's like a little series on IGTV? Like this guy says, uncomfortable conversations with a black man. It's on Instagram, but this guy literally opens up and answers questions that he gets from white people, and like there was a child. Imagine that a child about I think he was about 13 to 16 years old. He asked him, "Do you fear white people?" Like for a child to ask that to a black man, and he answers, "I'm not scared, but I'm very cautious due to history." And it was an uncomfortable conversation for a child, a white kid. Imagine his whole family was there. The white family was there to have a conversation with one black guy online and be posted online and say, "We are open to having this conversation." So it's happened. I think the previous episode before that was with Matthew McConaughey. Like he was asking questions and kind of understanding on how we can how he can get by the side of the Black Lives Matter movement and so forth. And before he even said anything, I think. So before he even says anything, so that I think a lot of people should watch that to see what type of questions white people are asking and what should they be asking as well. So that's what I think about when you have platforms. We have big platforms and not using it as a blimmin' viral poem, bruv. Like no, the thirst trap comment. I'm gonna come clean. Some of these Instagram babes doing this. You know the scientist.
And I put thirst traps. It's fine.
Oh, you put thirst traps, yeah?
Who doesn't?
Mandem, her name is listen. What? Do you like listen, Mandem, as soon as they hear what thirst trap, slow down. Let's see. Like imagine, back in the I think it was a few years ago, this girl made a little like trending thing like thirst trap Thursdays. So every Thursday, instead of a throwback, she'd throw a thirst trap on. And I'm
that's a sick idea, ladies. Should we do that? When I'm back online, let's first trap Thursdays. I'm gonna get it in. When I'm back online, that's it.
Yo, you girls want to go viral, boy. Jesus. Like you know them 5-year foreign ones. Go viral, baby. Make a movie. Get me.
You want to be a star, don't you?
Go viral, baby.
Go viral. Make a movie. With them deep voices there. But actually, the topic of conversation as of recently as well, just to keep it on topic a little bit, since we got five women here, especially Black women, there's been this conversation about protecting Black women as of and especially this has been for the past week or 2 weeks,
for the past 1,000 years.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a long time.
I was about to say.
Yeah, but it's not as heavy. I think it wasn't. I wouldn't say heavy, but it wasn't as popular.
Yeah.
In social media compared to now of what's been happening. Because I was thinking about it and I was like, the timing of me and Stacey having that conversation is beautiful, because as soon as that, I was like, I think you even voice noted me with the type of topics you wanted to bring up and what the group wanted to bring up. And the timing was just perfect. And I was like, you know what? I think this is necessary. So I want to know from individually how you guys feel about this topic of being popularized, as well as maybe you experience or various other things, like just your general thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Because when I see these types of posts, I'm like, no offense, because luckily enough, I don't think I've ever experienced disrespecting a Black woman, because I don't think I can, because if I do, I think I'll get shot in the head. Do you know that most of my female friends are Black? Like, do you know that they would get on my head top. Like, they would literally say, they know where I live. They know where I live. They can hire assassins, bruv. Like, do you know that you want me to risk my life and disrespect the Black woman?
No, it's because you respect them, innit? It's not because they'll kill you. It's because you respect them.
Not just that, because I wouldn't be, and this is a complete fact, and some of the women that listen to my pod, especially those women I'm speaking about, they're the reason that I'm the man I am today. This carefree, like very articulate, not articulate, but like very strategic in how I move and speak about certain topics, and just know information. Being able to know stuff before speaking. Like, if I don't know things, I'm just blurring out things. Like, spazzing and trying to become viral, being a beg. Like, how like, that's just my opinion when those people that speak like so loosely about certain topics. I'm like, you're trying to go viral. It looks so big. So luckily enough,
I can see through you.
Yeah.
I can see through
but luckily enough, I've had women in my life that I can call my best friends and say, listen, you gotta do. It took time, but at the same time, like, they're the ones that supported me more than the man them. Like, when I was down and out, listen.
Well, the Black woman that helped you out. Amen. Say it again.
they there.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies. Can you shout them out?
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, they know who they are. They don't want to get their business out like that, like names and that, but they know who they are, man. They know who they are. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I've seen it a lot. The disrespect, especially from I think all you women have experienced it, especially in a young age. So Like, how do you feel now that this is still going on? Like, this shouldn't be still going on to a degree. Like, as grown up people.
Yeah. Do you know what I read the other day? Which is interesting. I don't necessarily know how I feel about it, but it's stuck in my head. And it was saying how white women and black men have the ability to be the victims and the oppressors. So it was like white women have the ability to be victims, obviously, because just in like a loose term, in terms of being women, black men have the ability to be oppressors because they're men. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, that oppression is done to black women. And it's a lot. Black women have to go through a lot. Like I tweeted today, I was like, black women have to go through so much. It breaks my heart how much we have to go through. Black, being women, we have things coming at us from every single corner. It's like we can't dodge anything. Do you get me? And even just what I'm seeing on the TL at the moment, it's just a lot. I think I'm still trying to even just like, you know, when you just have to soak it in, and tomorrow I'll know how I feel. That's what it is right now.
Yeah. Anybody else want to speak? I think
I've spoken a lot, right? So I want someone else to talk and also not cry, because that is making me very emotional.
Of course.
I'm just tired of it. That's all I've got to say.
Anybody else? No?
I think, you know, like, it's outrageous. Let's just put it there. You know, let's just start with that. You know, I think from a young age, the main thing as a kid, it was being over sexualized, under sexual, like not even sexualized, but just seen as ugly. And then the colorism that came with that. That was just as a child. That's how you were navigating the world, you know? Being told that you're pretty for a black girl, or I don't date black girls because this, that, and the other. That's just we're not even talking about activism. We're not even talking about activism. We're not even talking about fighting for our lives or anything. This is us playing in the playground. This is us just trying to figure out who we are as a human, navigate this crazy thing called a world, right? And that's what we're dealing with. And then we come up to now, and we are in the middle of a movement. We're in the middle of doing some crazy shit. We're putting our lives on the line. We're out here riding. And it feels like without the proper just acknowledgement and the recognition of the role that Black women play in this, and also the acknowledgement of the oppression and the disrespect that's happened, I don't like the fact that people aren't listening. You know, people aren't listening. So when we're saying that this is, we've been talking about this for ages, people are just quick to come with, oh, you're this, you're begging, you're this, whatever. Like, why are you trying to divide or whatever? It's like, no. We are not trying to divide the movement when we're talking about this. But in order for us to have unity and to move forward, we need to understand the ills that are within the movement. The fact that people, like, particularly Black men, because there's a thing around loyalty and allyship there. You know, there's a thing about, you know, we're fighting the same battle, and we're fighting for you. We're fighting for you. We're fighting because we love you.
Like listen, who created the marches?
Exactly.
That should be explained to itself.
Who created the
me?
Hashtag?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this is like this is my experience of seeing it. Like seeing it, yeah. So I think yeah, of course. There's been I've been in conversations with the man them or whatever, and then there's this like maybe a few girls or whatever, and then you know how guys are. We just talk about girls whenever casual conversation.
Do you actually though? Because I feel like boys are actually like not even like that. Like I feel like girls are more. Yeah. But anyway, Karen.
No, we just talk about women in general. We just like certain experiences we have and stuff like that. If we talk about like certain like actual specific people, that's a bit more private. That's like, yo, you know certain yeah. You know about certain yeah, mind you, you know the vibes.
I was just so open.
Yeah. No. Listen, I'm not even gonna lie. Before I continue, I would love to be involved in a female group chat because I want to know what's going on. I want to know.
Be scared to death.
Yeah.
I'm shook. But I want to know at the same time because I want to know what to avoid, what to actually do, and everything else. Listen, I do not want to be the same average Joe. I want to be Superman. Let me be Superman. Get me. Let me be the unicorn, bruv. But like we would say, like luckily enough, like most of the guys I'm around, we appreciate black women. Like we would just be like, yeah, we prefer like we just say like, yeah, we like most of their girlfriends are black. Maybe they've had experience with white women and stuff like that, but most of them literally have black girlfriends, and I think some of the girls were like, wait, why are you guys talking about black women? It's just like, we appreciate them, innit? Like we just say that's our preference, that's what we that's what we talk to on a regular basis, that's the type of women we talk to on a regular basis. And they'd be like, really? Like, wait, what? Like, because they're shocked.
Who is?
Remember
like,
coming for blood.
No, like no, like, no. Like this is like another black woman during the conversation.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
like,
she's triggered. She's like, "What? Who's saying something about me? What?
Yeah,
what?
no, yeah. But but we're like we're giving. Yeah. But we're giving like black women praise. Like we actually love black women, and that's the actual main topic of the conversation. And they're like shocked, and I'm like, wait, what?
Of course.
And like, really?
Of course, because we never get praise from anyone other than ourselves, from each other. Yeah. We have to hype each other up. Like my boyfriend laughs at the way that I'm always like, yes, queen, like, because you need to do it for the white man, the white woman, and the black man, because no one else is doing it. You have to literally go OTT, because you need to let people know how valued they are and how precious they are. But anyway, carry on with the story.
Yeah. But no, but that's one type of conversation I've had. The other one was like, I unfortunately I didn't know these people because I was just in a certain place, certain establishment. I don't want to bait them out because obviously certain ties and that, you know what I mean? It's a bit tricky still. Man don't want to be banned from certain places.
Cool.
But it was like they were just saying like, oh, that's why I don't move to black girls or something like that. Like that's one of the main comments. And I was just thinking, fam, you literally don't have any source, bruv. This man doesn't have source, fam. Like this man is saying that's why I don't move to. I don't know. I forgot the actual topic of conversation, but one of the comments was literally, that's why I don't move to black girls. And I'm like, big man, do you think just because they're not attracted to you, or they're not, maybe you don't have any source, maybe you raped them a little bit, maybe, I don't know what you did, but I'm just saying that could be a scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you take that into account? That's what I was going through my head. But if I say something and I'm like, and they don't know me, like, bruv, there's like 15 of them. It's just me. Do I want to get rushed?
But do you know what's interesting about that is, as a guy, do you feel like if guys around you are saying that, okay, so you said those men you don't know, but say man that you do know, so that are talking about women like that or in that kind of way, because what I've been reading about is like, especially with what's going on TL, is like people are like trying to like cover up for their friends, but it's like if your friend is doing something like so and so whatever, you have to call them out. Like that kind of behavior is not acceptable.
100%. Doesn't matter how many people were there. Doesn't matter. And that's the sorry, but I'm just
carry on. But yeah, I was gonna be like, how are you, like, how do you navigate that at the same time?
Pull them up.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like you just in that scenario, like if that was, my friends have said to me before, like I've fancied this Filipino guy. Little
Who's,
bro? His name was Ryan.
Who's, bro? Who's this? Send me the profile. Man is open in the DMs, bro. What? Boy.
For real. Anyways, and like, I remember even like when I was thinking about, I wonder what people say. Anyway, I showed my friends, and like, someone was like, oh, really? Like, did you like that? And I'm like, well, you can't fucking say that. Like, what do you mean? And I've had people say to me before, like, explicitly, like, about Asian people.
I've heard
Like,
that.
I'm not really. Do you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
like,
I've heard
yeah,
that.
you can have your preference, but it's the way you like. I don't know.
Listen,
You know what
I've
I'm saying?
experienced that too.
But it's that same thing that you're like Asian people are getting is what black women get. They're so used
Exactly.
to or
It's like we're
able
black
to,
women.
or it's such a norm to be just put them and talk to them like about that, talk about them like that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
it's most acceptable, but it's not acceptable. I won't accept when people say that about Asian people. So no one should be accepting when people say that about black women, especially because it's you know
Listen,
super more ingrained.
listen.
But yeah.
I've experienced that comment you just said. I've experienced that real life.
Well, that is it. That's
How
what black
We
women
are
did
the
since they were 12 years old.
we are the ones like black women and Asian men are the most undesirable like
People.
race, genders, whatever.
But yet we're the sauciest ones.
I know.
I lie.
We're the sauciest.
Look at this little grid
Bruv.
going on here. I'm not even wearing
How-
makeup.
Imagine
In
now,
your bedroom.
Oh man, this makes me want to party.
bruv, after recording we could party anyway. But like, I've been like, this happened at actually my friend's birthday. So I'm in the venue now, chilling. Obviously, Zanku comes on, man skanking, doing bad things. And this girl end up dancing with this girl and just have a conversation. It's like, and she said, "Oh, you're kind of cute," and I was like, "Oh, you're beautiful as well." And she said, "Oh, you're good looking for an Asian guy, for a non-black guy." I said, "Wait, pardon? Wait."
Wait a minute.
That is it.
I was like,
Sorry,
"Pardon?"
that
And
is
it.
it.
And the thing is, it's also a black woman. So I'm just thinking, babes, wait, what? Pardon? She's like, "No, wait, I don't mean it." I was like,
Because she knows she can, innit? She's like, I get this shit all the time. She's like,
but I was like,
First
wait.
time she can do it. Like.
Yeah, I was like thinking, where, what? Like, what did I do? It's just like, no, I don't mean it like that. I'm like, so I'm assuming you've never been moved to by an Asian dude at all. This is me in my head now, and I'm like,
I have.
actually being
I've been on
sober.
a date with an Asian person.
I've definitely turned sober now. Like I was waved drunk, but you know when you turn when you hear something,
It's switched.
you
It's
switch.
switched.
It's the same way when you know the man them come up to the table and it says 5 bags for a table. They say switch. Wait, what? 5 bags? But yeah, like I just switched. I said, wait, so I'm just clarifying. Like I'm assuming you mean it like this? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. After that, I'm like, babes, nice meeting you. I'm gonna move to your friend. Anyways, how you doing, babes? You alright?
yeah, Ryan, like that what you experienced there is like, that is like, when I was growing up, I would get used to that. Like,
But the thing is, I would not say that about black women. Why would do you have to say it? You know what I'm saying? This is just me as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a preference, fine. I accept that fully. Everyone has a preference. If you want to just date a black guy, cool, no problem. It's hard to date an Asian guy because obviously that whole aspect of just cultures, race, religion, maybe as well, tricky. But like, just kind of be more articulate in a way that
Language, your choice of language.
yeah, the choice of words especially.
But you don't even need to say it. I don't know. But I know that it's difficult and people have different, like they're raised differently and all that stuff and whatever. But it's kind of like there's no need. Like if you haven't got anything nice to say, you don't say it, right?
Don't say it, innit? Yeah, it's just like someone's got a big nose. You're really good looking for someone with a massive nose. Like, you know, you can say that. That's just individual dickheads, obviously.
That's
Like,
so
that's
true.
individual dickheads. Like,
Right, no one says stuff like that.
Exactly, but
when it's
black
race,
women
you can
get told shit like that all the time, and I used to like literally like never even think that white boys would think of me as in that way growing up.
Oh,
like,
listen, bruv,
like,
go to the
all.
ends.
Like,
Go to the ends. Go to the ends.
Girl.
Go to the ends.
Stacey.
St.
Bruv.
Paul's Eastern with the white man them. Hey, they're on it. You get me?
Yeah, but I grew up in Bishop Stortford.
I don't know
Where?
what the fuck that is.
That sounds
It was hell on earth.
You know what I'm saying? Go to the ends in London, yeah, or whatever.
But then
The
it's
white
the other
man
way
them on it.
round. Then it's the other way round. Literally. Then it's like,
yeah.
oh, and then it's either
Yeah.
and then I used to get, oh, I've never been with a black girl. Ooh, and it's so.
Who's this? Who's this?
That's so creepy the way you said it.
What's his name? Jasper. What's his name? Jasper.
Sounds like a Jasper.
Sounds like a Thomas.
A William.
William.
You know what
Sounds like a Harry.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah. Do you know what's sad?
You're either fetishized. I've been fetishized so much, sexualized, or just disregarded. It's just like, can you just see me for me?
Yeah. Do you know what? I remember when I was younger.
You deserve a bogle, bare corn, bruv. What?
Like there was like, you know when you're younger, and I would fancy like these boys, and they were all white. I don't know why. And
because there was only white guys where you were.
No, I don't know why.
No, but I remember you telling me this. You just said, huh?
And they're all white, and I remember there was a guy that I fancied for time, and I remember like all my friends were white, like blonde hair, like blue eyes kind of thing, and I was always like, rah, they're like, everybody seems to like them, what's happening to me, like clearly like I've got my afro out, clearly like they're not attracted to me or whatever. Mind, I'm 13 thinking about this, and I'm still thinking about this when I'm 16. I remember this guy that I really liked, and we were chatting, and he was like, do you know what, yeah, you're pretty for a black girl. And I was just like, and my heart sank. And then 3 years later, there was another white guy that I liked. And he was like, do you know what? I just don't. He's like, I thought black girls didn't like white guys. Oh, I thought you were scared of us. I was like,
oh, yeah, you know what? That is a very, no, that's a very.
You scared of you.
No, that's a thing as well, that the
Look at you now, sorry, Ryan.
Yeah.
And look at the bitch now. Look at her now. Look at you. Not even like you weren't it then, but look at this bitch.
she's like, you, me, come here.
Not anymore, thank you.
But like that type of scenario, I've seen that so many times. Like I've had conversations with white guys that actually someone I knew from uni who's white, with his fiance that's black. He had that scenario as well, like when he was openly like saying, I like black girls, like that's something that I'm happy as a preference with, and he had to deal with that. Asian guys, especially, what? Filipinos? What? We get that a lot. What? Bruv, tell me another Filipino brother from the ends that knows what they're either tattooed or what? Bruv, we love black women. Facts. That's 110% facts.
Hey.
Go to the
noted.
The Filipino brothers.
Well, I'm newly single, so
listen, the Filipino brothers know we love black women. Facts, bro. It's 100% facts. If my man is either like knows hip hop and R&B music, because we're romantics to a degree. You'll hear bare ballads, R&B in the stereo and them things there. That's just a Filipino culture in general. We love to sing karaoke and that.
Karaoke.
You'll see them as dancers. You'll see them with bare tattoos. You'll see them as basketball players. You might see him as a football player. You never know. What? What? Culture's a different story, but I'm just talking about preference and what they're attracted to.
Yeah.
Black women are in top 2 and not 2, bruv. What?
Hey.
I don't know that.
No,
I've got like a really kind of, I feel like you probably can't win with my perception on this, but like preferences.
Oh,
I'm like in two minds of like,
are you
people being like, oh, I'm only attracted to, or like I get that you can be, but it's also like, I don't know, like something doesn't sit right with me when someone's like only like black guys, or it's like
it's tough. Yeah, it's tough because you don't know what people's real intentions are. 100%.
Or like I don't know. Yeah.
Like same with I'm not gonna lie, it's no disrespect or anything. Certain black women, listen, I don't trust you because this K-pop thing, you women are on smoke, Brad. I don't know what it is.
K-pop.
This K-pop, Asian music, all this other stuff that a lot of women are into. Listen. What? It's mad.
Wait,
It's
what
mad.
has this got to do with anything? I'm really confused.
No, because now this whole thing, now we're getting fetishized as well as Asian guys. Like they want this whole thing of
K-pop,
this
boy band,
everything that we're listing as Asian
Win,
music.
man.
This whole
You can't
thing,
win.
there's literally fetishism in it. Like I've had literally random black girls just talk to me, say, "Oh, are you Korean?" Just to see, like, because they want Korean. That's what they want.
I just want to know before we start.
Yeah, this is what I think it's too much. It's like
It's-
if you can't tell, then why do you care? Like
Exactly.
Like,
I would just get annoyed. I would just get annoyed. Like,
it is
listen,
too much. Yeah, it's too
If someone
much.
asked me about, if someone asked me about my race before they even asked me how I am, we are not having a conversation.
Exactly.
First of all, I don't even know why you should even ask me. Look at my head. Like
Literally.
you
You ain't. You're definitely not Ghanaian.
Yeah, whether I'm Nigerian, whether I'm Ghanaian, whether I'm Jamaican, whether that does. Who cares? Like,
who
Yeah,
fucking
that's so
cares?
true.
who cares? I'm a black woman.
Exactly. It's too much. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
it's just tough. It's just weird, isn't it? Our whole generation's weird. So
Yeah,
at the
our
end of the
whole
day,
generation and white people.
We're fighting this battle. Like, yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
She ain't
I'm
capping.
coming for your necks, guys.
Woi, oi. But no, 100%. That's why this the platform is okay to have an open conversation like this. We can actually have a conversation about it. I bet you there won't be you won't have a conversation like this like after quarantine or maybe in private or so forth maybe. So
We do.
Yeah, we definitely.
Oh yeah, we definitely do.
oh
We talk it.
We
But
basically every time we link up, we pretty much just change the world in our words. But I mean, that's just my opinion.
yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every damn time.
But not many will have that opportunity like or be well expressive as you girls. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I hear that.
Yeah.
So
You right. You right.
Lizzie, what are you gonna say?
No, I was about to say you need to be educated, but that came out wrong. That came out wrong.
she said you must have a brain.
Say it. Get it.
No, but I feel like us as like for me, like these women, I feel like you need to surround yourself with people like that inspire you. Like I feel like there are a lot of people that are inspiring in this world. Do you know what I mean? But finding people that actually inspire you is a completely thing. And for me, I feel like this group, every single person inspires me in so many different ways. And like literally, when I think of this group, I'm just like, what we could do, what we all have as a.
She's like female Power Rangers.
It's so
Mate,
great.
we are.
Oi, oi.
It's like a super group, not even joking. And like we all have these like incredible powers and skills within ourselves that are on their own. They're incredible. And when we put it together, bro, forget Destiny's Child. Like,
Trust me.
And I feel like, yeah, you have to. I know it's very hard to find your support group and like to find people that inspire you, but it takes. I mean, we've all known each other for these like 4 to 5 years, but like us actually coming together has not been like maybe like under a year. So it actually isn't as easy of just like your friends and then immediately get together. You actually have to develop relationships with people, and I feel like we're all like in pairs, develop relationships with each other, and as that's continued to grow, then we came together. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it. I love you guys. I love you.
But no, seriously, yeah, I love you guys too as well, man. I just think like even like times like this, like what's going on right now, and like obviously most of my friends are white. Like I do love you guys, by the way. Like, you know, I don't hate you all the time.
They probably cut off by now, babe.
I know, literally, when they at the end of this, they're like, okay, Lucy's cancelled. She's like, yeah.
Maybe it was your comment about our generation and white people might have just done it. They were just like, that's it.
I take that back, guys. Take that back. I love you all. Literally, like, no, but seriously, like, at times like this, like, of course, some of my friends are like undescribably amazing. Like, I've been sent flowers. I've been treated like an absolute queen in the last 2 weeks because people are genuinely there for me. But there was something quite specific about feeling like you can speak the same language as someone, and like I genuinely feel that with you guys and Paris. Like you know, there's almost like one little less barrier. You don't have to explain it to then explain it. You just have to say it, and then that's it. And that is also really rare to find, especially as women of color or Black women. Like, you need to be able to, you know, have that support group. Like, it's so important. I don't know what I'd do without you girls. I swear to God.
Oh.
I was thinking the other day about what you said about that. There's one less barrier. Like, I feel like as Black women, we literally lead double lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a double life because when I'm with white people, it's not that I'm not the same, but it's just. You know what I mean? There's certain things.
Yeah.
There's certain things that it's fine. Like you, I love my white friends. I love them.
So
but there's
much.
certain things that I can't talk about, like certain foods, music, the way I articulate myself, like the way I speak. Just there's so many things. I think with a white person it's different as well, because there's certain things that before I can even have a certain conversation, I first have to explain the thing to you.
Exactly, that's it.
Whereas, like, I'm not generalizing, because it's not with every single Black person that you're gonna have the same connection.
100%.
With a lot of Black people, like, there's certain things, even if we're not from the same country, like, there's certain things that I'll just drop in the sentence and you just pick it right.
It's
no delay.
There's no, oh wait, I need to explain this thing, or do you know what? No, I shouldn't say this because they're not going to understand it.
Yeah.
It's literally what you said, Josie, like, that we speak the same language. Like,
it's planting, man. What are you talking about, planting?
No, I call it
planting, bro. You better put your hand up.
Why are you trying to start war, Ryan?
Leave her alone. Sorry, I'll defend you, Mama, because I feel like too many people come on this planting thing.
Hey, man, I'm a yardie at heart, bruv.
I can tell. You ain't Niger.
I can be Nige. Depends who's cooking.
You're not Nige.
This whole plantain thing obviously just popped off on Twitter, and that pissed me off, because how can you tell me how I can say plantain or plantain? Excuse me.
Listen, it depends who's cooking, man. It depends who's cooking.
I call it plantain.
Yeah, it is actually.
Uncultured swine.
Oh, do you know what though? Don't get me wrong. Saying this about white people, like, I have to say, one of my Black friends is uncultured, and she knows it. Yeah, she knows. She always says sorry, Josie. She's literally like, sorry, Josie. She's like, we'll go out. She was eating chicken wings with flipping knife and fork, and she's like, I'm like,
wait, what? Pardon?
Yeah, don't. she's gonna kill me, man.
Knife and fork.
So I can't.
Where am I, bro? I don't even want to stay on that topic. But then my very close, like, best friend, white friend, when I first saw her eat chicken wings, that was it. That was it. That's when I knew she was for me. She sucked the skin off it. Them ones to the bone. Literally. Them ones. When you see a person do this, and there's nothing there in that end. They're a real one.
That was it. So you, like, all this stuff we're saying about white people, you can be Black and just as uncultured, and you can be white and just
100%. Like, as human beings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's planting though. You get me? But no, like, I've had that explanation as well with, like, Filipino food. Like, when I go to, like, Filipino restaurant, I talk about Filipino food and stuff like that. It's happened. It's a culture thing, more or less. It's more of like a culture education.
Just because you haven't heard of something does not mean it's, like, weird.
Made up.
Yeah.
Or doesn't exist. What the fuck? How entitled do you have to be?
Exactly.
That you know.
Actually, since we're talking about that, what's your experiences with, like, your worst dates? Because that sounds like, to me, that could be like a dating scenario. So I'm thinking, what's, like, your worst date that put you off on a man so quick that you're just like, really? I'm like, yo, one of you please call me now and take me out of this date ASAP, because this is a bit
I wish I had one of those experiences. I would call a friend, but no, I'm actually lame on this one. I haven't been on that many dates or been taken out on that many dates.
Them man are useless, bro. Them man are useless.
I haven't really had any that have been horrendous, that I've been like, oh my God, this is so bad. I had one guy who was just really boring, but I feel like that's not like...
That's boring is bad though. You just didn't know how to communicate.
Yeah, he was boring, but apart from that, I haven't had any really bad, like, this is like, I need to leave right now.
I wish I did.
I've had so many. Well, not so many.
No. Please tell us a few, because you know what I mean. I want to learn, because I want to make sure when I go back to dating women, or like go into the dating world, I do not want no mistakes. I don't want to be in people's group chats.
But you seem sensible though. You're sensible.
I don't know, innit? I don't know.
I feel like it's really basic to be a good date.
Good. So basic.
The thing is, no, Stacey, you know how you say that? I forget, not everyone has sauce like us. So many people are sauce.
Or sense. Or sense. Sauce or sense.
So many people are sauceless. When we come together, I'm like, we're actually so lit. No one's like us. I forget that.
The corner's mad today.
That's actually very true. Not everybody thinks like us.
So many people are sauceless.
Yeah, actually very right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, some people maybe you just found them attractive one day and that was it, and then you're like, you're not as attractive as I thought. And the next day you see them, you know what I mean? So it's timing. It's happened to me as well. Like, the day was boring. They don't know how to communicate, or because I'm very into having a conversation. So if you can't conversate with me, or like know anything like that could put me onto something, I'm like, what? We can't just talk about work and how was your day. Like, what else can we talk about, bruv? Like, like there's things obviously we can't talk about because this is the first time we're actually being in an intimate situation scenario with. But what do you have brain? Do you know? I'm assuming you have degree, but come on now, like, what else is there? So it's tricky, man. It's tricky. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you want to expose any man right now that you just don't. Come on, man. I want to know, because I want to avoid being these guys. I want to avoid.
What are you talking about? What did I miss?
Bad dates.
Bad dates, experiences with men, anything like that.
Yeah, I have no wahala, so I'm good.
You're so good. You're so good. I think the reason I don't like telling them is because it looks bad on me. It doesn't even look bad on them.
Oh, is it that crazy?
Because it's like, bitch. So you can't talk about, did you?
What's he talking about me? Clearly I was good. He was not talking about me.
Oh, that's actually bad.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's actually bad.
Like the other day, so we won't go into that again.
Oh,
we can't. It's too fresh.
No, oh wait, God, sorry. Did it come through?
Yeah. Chap in the bando.
Yeah. No, is that? That's off. Yeah.
I always sing that when that comes on. I go, chap.
Actually, can I ask a question? Can I ask a musical question? Yeah. When the Miss Independent song comes on, do you hope that it's the Vibes Cartel version, or do you hope it's the Neo version?
Neo, 100%.
Vibes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Vibes.
It's either the Vibes or the Bounty Killer one.
Oh no, that's Independent Women.
Nah, Bounty Killer. I think Bounty Killer or Busy Signal has a version of that as well.
I'm sure every Jamaican has their own version to that. So it come on and I'm like, oh, this is my jam, and this is someone I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay. Wow, they just love doing their covers.
It's a mad thing.
Creative, my people.
It's a mad thing. I think. Ooh, who's this?
Ooh, getting messages.
I'm hungry. Yeah.
Oh, see, like she baited you out.
Huh?
You can get some food while he's talking, though. You can, if you want to.
That
you got to cook it and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to cook it.
You got to cook it.
She goes in like she flings it down.
Actually, what's your specialty?
Everyone says this. How can one have one specialty, eh?
Well,
Hey.
Jesus.
You can
Oh,
cook.
no, for real though.
Them ones there, you know. Is it important for your partner to cook? Is it an important thing?
Okay, that's one thing I'll tell you. I was with my ex-partner for 6 years, okay? 6 very good years. And the genuinely, the thing that really hooked me, he cooked me dinner on like a second date. And it's so funny because what did he cook? It out of the Coolio's, some stupid cookbook. And it was some bait thing. And I was like, are you just cooking that? Because it was like some like jerky meatballs or some shit. I don't even know. But it was peng. And I was like, oh, like you put it down. You put it all down together like that, and it tastes good.
Yeah.
That was it. And then throughout our whole relationship, he was like we could almost fight to cook. That's it.
That's amazing.
That's a wavy relationship. I'm not gonna lie. Your only argument is like who's cooking? That's a wavy relationship.
Like A1 with communication, but like A1 with cooking. So like even sometimes we argue, we wouldn't be talking. We'd be like going around the house and not talking to each other, and then I could hear like him start frying, and he's like just cooking food. And we'd literally like not even be talking, and he'd put the food down, like, and then obviously after I'd be like, okay, so let's sort this stuff out then. Yeah, that is a massive key. Like, you can't cook. You don't even look at me. Don't even look at me. Let alone talk.
I agree, Josie. Like I went on this date with this guy who, you know, we worked together, so it was kind of like a bit weird, and I don't like to mix business with pleasure, but he like invited me round for dinner, and I just, wow, he worked on the he was a wine specialist, so I thought, okay, you're going to know about the alcohol side, but he knew about what food to go with the wine and all 3-course meal. And
I need that in my arsenal. Bro. I need that.
It's the whole different. You're really like.
You're fully cultured. Like you know taste buds that can.
We won't go hungry. Thank God.
Yeah. And I'm really like I'm a mouth person anyway, so I think if I'm eating, that is the key to my heart, because it's like something's actually going inside me. That's not a penis. You know what I mean? Like, and I like food.
I knew it.
Sorry, guys. We're about to end, so I'll just throw it in there.
Spice it up a bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna end the show here. No, I'm joking. I was gonna bring up another topic, but the energy is like too positive that I don't want to ruin it. You get me? It's only right that we got to end it like this.
Just smart.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think we can. I can save that conversation for another time. If you women want to come back on as well, I'm down for that. Just to keep it going a little bit. Do you listen? Because have a music section as well, obviously, on the podcast. I'm trying to bring that back. Have you listened to any new music? Put anybody on or anything like that? Put me on some.
Do you listen to?
Oh, go ahead.
Talk, girl.
Do you listen to H?
Yeah.
To his EP or album?
The new one, no, I haven't listened.
The new one, it bangs. Listen to it.
Yeah,
really good. Yeah, bangs. 10 out of 10.
Love it. Good. All right, I'll check that out.
I love it. Do you guys listen to NSG?
Yeah.
I need to listen to the new project.
The music today.
Wow.
Do you like it, Stacey?
I haven't fully listened to it, but I saw it being like played in that.
It's Western to the world and back, innit? It's West London to the world and back. I don't mess with them area boys, you get me? But at the same time, I'm cool with NSG and a rave, you know what I'm saying? Because I made a debate of saying Western, I can listen to an album all the way, but can you listen to a full NSG project? So this is going to be the test of time if I can take that back. This will be the test of time.
I prefer NSG
over Western.
Yeah.
Oh, you're mad, bro.
I like Western, but I prefer NSG.
I think it's because of West London all the way, innit? So that's the type of thing. But yeah, that's just ties. But
I need to pee.
but no, what else is there? Tiana Taylor's come out recently.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet.
I need to listen to that. What else?
Congratulations, Tiana, for pregnancy.
She got pregnant. Yeah, she got pregnant recently as well.
Oh, sorry, I thought so. She's always pregnant.
No. No, the thing is, I think no one knew until the video came out, right? I believe.
Yeah.
It wasn't like any, because she did a advert for Old Spice, was it? Like a few weeks ago that got released.
Yeah.
So she wasn't actually pregnant at the time, I think, at that time. So so that's something as well. What else am I listening to? I'm trying to get into Spanish music, French music as well. I'm a Spotify guy. Spotify.
Anyone have Apple Music? Duh! Every single time. I might as well just like.
Spotify's more lit.
Jump ship.
I'm there, like it's in my background, but because I'm so used to Apple Music, I'm just finding my feet again in Spotify. Do you know what I mean? I've had the free version. No, but on Apple Music, they've got really sick radio stations, and I've just found Shabba Radio. I don't know if it's on Spotify, but that's sick. And also, they do like a Beats One, do like a special guest thing, and
I liked Beats One. I liked Beats One back in the day. Yeah.
And the 50 Cent interview is. I'm a massive 50 Cent.
Are you?
She said G Unit versus Dipset. I'm picking G Unit all the way. You know.
I need to send you the thing then, because he doesn't. He just released a book.
Yeah, you know what? That's one thing I wanna get an audio book for. Is 50 Cent's book? Yeah, because apparently there's a lot of gems.
I bet there are. He knows what he's doing.
He says the audio book is his. So yeah, I'm like a radio kind of girl, you know.
Nah, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, no signal comes out on Sunday, so we're all good, man.
Hey.
Just make sure join me at Slow Jams with A. You get me? R&B slow bashment man's there, cuz I'm on the timeline.
Yes.
But thank you, ladies, for coming on. I really do appreciate it. I really do, because I think that's why I created this platform, to have an open conversation with amazing people, put people on to, whether it be creatives, whether it be just normal people, what they think as human beings, so and in life. So it's a great thing to see at that as well. Stacey's gonna give me your socials or whatever. You can give it to me now or whatever later on. But
gonna be that's long for me to do.
Yeah, just go look at my thing. My at's on there.
What's my Josephine Design app, by the way, guys? I've just rid with it. Josephine Giassi now. Josephine.Giassi. My other one.
She's like, my other one. Just one would be suffice. But yeah, this will be on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play, Guap Magazine. What else we on? I'm trying to get into Tidal. What else we doing? But yeah, everywhere. YouTube as well for the visuals. Kith and Kim Pod.
How is it going to be edited? Is it just going to be the whole conversation?
No. It'll be like 2-3 parts, but it's going to be a full episode, so it depends. But yeah, obviously everyone's social media will be in the description below, so you can just hit them up for any creative ideas, creative things. All of them are creative producers, so just remember that if you're listening and watching it. Creative producers are art, journalism, graphic design, films, everything else. So make sure you follow them out. Get me.
And Beauty Shaker.
And
bad bitch.
Twerk, city girls, all of them things there.
Wow. Okay.